China controls roughly 90% of the world's rare earth processing, and President Trump's new trade war has just triggered a strategic counterstrike. In response to his 25 to 50% tariffs on Chinese tech, Beijing has restricted exports of gallium, germanium, and other minerals vital for semiconductors, radars, and missile systems. The move exposes a hidden truth. America's F-35s, Tomahawk missiles, and Predator drones all run on Chinese processed elements. Beijing hasn't fired a single shot, yet it's hit the Pentagon where it's most exposed. Is this the new face of 21st century warfare? Minerals as missiles. Rare earths are the invisible fuel of modern power. They make magnets for stealth jets, guidance systems for missiles, and sensors for nuclear submarines. Without them, advanced militaries go blind, deaf, and immobile. The F-35 alone needs over 900 pounds of these elements. A single Virginia-class submarine consumes nearly 9,000 pounds. These aren't luxury commodities, they're the bones of military might. And China doesn't just mine them, it refines them. Over 90% of global processing happens on Chinese soil.
Rare earths are used in just about every technological application you can think of. So if you picture your cell phone or medical technology or military technology or energy generation technology or petroleum refining, rare earth elements likely have a role in those technologies. Whether it's present simply as a doping agent to make a magnet stronger or a metal alloy even more resilient, or in some cases, they might act as signal amplifiers. Right. So an example here might be the element cerium. So just this one element has so many different applications that I think illustrates the diversity of applications for all 17 rare earth elements. So cerium, if you picture perhaps in your grandparents' house, there might be decorative pink glassware. There are the rose-colored glasses that some people like to wear. That pigment is imparted by cerium. Cerium also acts as a signal amplifier in transoceanic fiber optic cables. So every 30 kilometers or so in a fiber optic cable, there's a little bit of cerium, and that speeds up the signal. So it enables international and global internet communications. That very same red pigment and signal amplifying property makes cerium a very important element that's used in lasers that are used for everything from surgical applications to guidance systems for missiles and smart bombs.
The United States has one mine, Mountain Pass in California, but even its raw ore is shipped to China for separation. It's a geopolitical irony. America digs the dirt, but Beijing makes the magic. Decades of ignoring industrial policy and outsourcing environmental risks have left Washington trapped in a supply chain it can't escape. Beijing saw the vulnerability. Now it's using it deliberately, surgically, and without mercy. When Trump slapped massive tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles, batteries, and AI firms, Beijing didn't just retaliate with words, it retaliated with minerals. In October 2025, the Chinese Commerce Ministry issued announcement number 62, cutting off strategic minerals like gallium and germanium under the guise of sustainability. But analysts see the truth. This was a geopolitical bullet. These elements are essential to radar systems, semiconductor chips, and missile guidance technology. In short, to the Pentagon's entire operating system. Chinese state media hailed it as a defense of technological sovereignty, but behind the rhetoric lies a message aimed squarely at Washington. You can sanction chips, we can sanction the materials that make them. In the global chessboard of power, the US moved first, but Beijing just flipped the board. Now, every American defense contractor from Lockheed to Raytheon faces the chilling reality that their next missile might depend on Beijing's approval stamp. The US spent decades mastering digital warfare but neglected material sovereignty. Under Biden, early efforts to rebuild rare earth supply chains stalled amid environmental protests and high costs. Trump's America First supply chain plan promised revival, but it's crawling. The Pentagon's projects in California and Texas are bogged down by chemical waste hurdles and astronomical costs.